You are now watching the Discovery Channel. The ocean is a deep blue tapestry that has been a source of great investigation for decades. Our scientists delve into its depths, both literally and figuratively, to scavenge unknown lands. They come across the most unbelievable wonders. As you simply graze your eyes over this picture, can you see it? Right here. What deceptively appears to be a rock is actually a complex organism whose biological features have outstandingly tricked you and everything around it. Let us talk about this cephalopod, or more commonly known as the octopus. The octopus is an evolutionary marvel, highly notable for its extraordinary ability to camouflage with its environment by changing its shape, texture, and color. Due to its extremely elastic and versatile legs, the octopus is able to fold its body into a variety of shapes, tricking an onlooker into thinking that it's an entirely different organism, or even not one at all. For instance, if an octopus was searching for an expedient escape route while fleeing from a predator, it may quickly resort to enveloping its 8 legs close to its body and taking on the guise of a rock. This swift and effortless maneuver allows the octopus to camouflage expertly. The octopus can also deceptively form either a smooth or bumpy texture by controlling the muscles beneath its skin. In the aforementioned example of an octopus being chased by a predator, if the octopus's surroundings were a pile of rocks, it may find itself forming a more coarse and rough exterior to blend in amongst them. This is a strategic and profitable ability that fortifies its stealth. However, the octopus's ability to mimic doesn't just end here. The creature takes the extra step to becoming virtually invisible to the untrained eye. The octopus, alongside its cephalopod brethren of squids and cuttlefishes, is able to change its skin tone to conceal itself within its environment, deterring predation or other threats. We will now turn our attention to the psychological aspects of the octopus's ability to camouflage. The octopus changes colors by using chromatophores. These chromatophores are a group of cells. Each chromatophore cell contains a stretchy sac filled with pigment, typically producing yellow, orange, brown, red, blue, and black, and they are also attached to an array of muscles. On a large scale, the process of using chromatophores follows accordingly. When the octopus's muscles tighten, the pigment sac within each of its chromatophores widens by the tension of the pull force, consequently causing more pigments to be visible on the octopus's skin. Conversely, when the muscles relax, the pigment sac shrinks and less pigment is visible.
Sails, sails, sails. Everything's small in a sail, but not as small as your feeble minds. So listen up, class. Due to water polarity, a water molecule has a negative charge and doesn't really vibe with the sail. But here's the tea. Since there's this unfortunate thing called capitalism, equilibrium, the molecules want to move from high to low. But despite the blabbering, that's an SAT word right there, you bums. The sail membrane leaves the molecules on red. Thus, wherefore aren't the proteins on the sail membrane, known as transport proteins, runneth they use ATP to move larger molecules like wastewater yonder into the sail. Sail transport helps the octopuses bring in oxygen from the water, and water itself into the sails. Behold, cravens, the mighty H2O. Then, sail respiration occurs where the oxygen is taken into the mitochondria of the sail. It's used for sail respiration or something in the mitochondria's matrix. Not to be confused with the 1999 American science fiction action film. Anyways, there in the matrix, the oxygen is transported through the membrane of the mitochondria. Here it helps generate ATP for the cell. It's used to help transport more molecules and to create more ATP, and is also used to help the cells communicate with each other through their glycolipids. Thus, it also allows for cell communication. Now, class, take out your textbooks and turn the page.
Ahem. As I was saying, on a smaller and more biologically driven scale, the legitimate application of chromatophores can be examined by the means of neuronal activation, which is essentially the interaction of neurons in the brain to send messages in the overall link of the nervous system. The octopus's brain gives a signal. The signal travels towards the nerves attached to the muscles in the chromatophore cells, and the body finally responds to the corresponding signal, contracting or expanding. This is a unique trait that many other animals do not possess. To examine the real cellular activity within the expansion and contraction of the chromatophores, we must look at the paracrine signaling. This type of signaling relates to signals acting locally between the cells that are close together. One of the most common examples of paracrine signaling is the transfer of signals across synapses between nerve cells. A nerve cell consists of a cell body, several short branched extensions of dendrites that receive stimuli in a long extension called an axon, which transmits signals to other nerve cells or muscle cells. The junction between the nerve cells where signal transmission occurs is called a synapse. A synaptic signal is a chemical signal that travels between nerve cells. Signals within the nerve cells are propagated by fast-moving electrical impulses. When these impulses reach the end of the axon, the signal continues on to a dendrite of the next cell by release of chemical ligands called neurotransmitters by the presynaptic cell. The neurotransmitters are transported across very small distances between nerve cells, which are called chemical synapses. The small distance between nerve cells allows the signal to travel quickly. This enables an immediate response. For the octopus, this process of neurotransmitters and synaptic signaling is essentially happening at an extreme scale. Neurotransmitters are being blasted to the zenith just so the entire body reacts. Evidence of millennia of fine-tuned evolution, the octopus has a vastly intricate and beautiful system. A truly fascinating species capable of so much that science has yet to discover. Thank you for tuning into the Discovery Channel. Coming up next, Fox 5 News. Man allegedly dies from eating too many
croissants